Hi and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from the Oklahoma Oil Museum in Seminole.
This place is chock full of the history of our state's oil industry. Inside you'll find one of my favorite things in all museums, a diorama that depicts a lot of Oklahoma's small towns during the oil boom. On the walls, in books, photographs, outside, all kinds of oil equipment from throughout the years, and an old oil camp. Gives you an idea of what it was like to live in the oil patch in the early days.
Indeed, a lot of rich history right here. And when it comes to history, Oklahoma State Parks have played a large role and continue to do so. In fact, one of our older parks is really one of our best. Come with me now to Sequoyah State Park and Lodge on Fort Gibson Lake.
Sequoyah State Park offers a break from the hectic pace of everyday life.
We have everything that you would want for a day trip, or if you have a conference, if you've got you want to come for a weekend, you've got a meeting that you want to hold, or if you want to camp, you want to rent a boat, you want to go horseback riding, you want anything that you could possibly want in the outdoors, we probably have it here.
But the centerpiece of this splendid park is the beautiful lodge. After an extensive renovation, the lodge reopened in 2015. And by the way, this is the largest of Oklahoma's state park lodges, and it's outstanding.
With the lodge, you have 104 rooms in the lodge, 44 cabins, a bunkhouse that'll sleep 44, cabanas, suites, so we can pretty well suit anybody's needs for any type of, if they want to stay in a resort type setting. So, and you'll be right here at the end of a peninsula. Water surrounds it all. It's a beautiful view on all sides. Wildlife abounds here, and pretty much, like I said, any type of recreation or outdoor activity you'd like to do, we have it here.
Located on the shores of Fort Gibson Lake, water lovers are drawn to this park. There are over 19,000 surface acres of water and 225 miles of shoreline, and they have the largest marina on the lake. For your relaxation and enjoyment, there's also water trikes, kayaks, and boat rentals. The Three Forks Nature Center has live animals and all kinds of educational displays. A 2-mile paved trail in the park is perfect for walking, hiking, running, or biking. Or you can enjoy a round of golf on their 18-hole course.
That's another big draw for people. And of course, then we have the camping. You got the RV and the tent camping that's here in the park. Those have also been renovated in the last 2 years. 2 of the RV areas are completely new. One just opened in May, and it's been a big hit with all the campers, big spaces.
Because this is a big place with a big lodge and a big pool. Given Oklahoma's unpredictable weather, the pool will usually open Memorial Day and close around Labor Day. But when it is open, it's not uncommon to see this different kind of a wave in the pool. Now don't forget, at the lodge, you also have a very good restaurant.
We open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Normally on weekends, we'll stay open till 9 o'clock, weekdays till 8 o'clock. So if you're looking for breakfast or lunch or dinner, we're open.
This area is a haven for families. While here, the living is easy and people see the change, the transformation that's taken place over the last couple of years.
People are amazed at the difference that it made. I mean, they still see the old frame of the building, but when they walk in, they see that it's new, and they just couldn't believe that we actually made that big a difference in the remodel.
So if it's been a while since you've been here, it's time to come back and see the incredible change. And if you've never been here, it's time to treat yourself to something very special.
The people that we see that come in every year, number one has always been, wow, I didn't know it was here. And the second is, what a wonderful facility. You know, we're going to come back. We're going to come back when we plan to stay longer, because we didn't get to do everything that was here. So they didn't know that we had a recreation department. They didn't know we had cabins. They didn't know that we had all these things to do inside the park.
If you're looking for ideas on an outdoor getaway, we encourage you to get a copy of the 2016 Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. It's free, and in it you're going to find everything you need to know about our state parks and so many other outdoor locations. It's just waiting for you to explore. Head to our website, travelok.com, click where it says Request Free Brochures.
Well, it's an understatement to say that our state parks are a beautiful sight.
They are. Right now, though, let's shift the focus to another beautiful sight, the works of the master Matisse, which has put the Oklahoma City Museum of Art in the spotlight.
It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see this exhibit. You cannot view it anywhere else in the United States, and Quinn Tran has all the details.
These are masterpieces from Europe. Many were created more than 100 years ago by famous artists, including the father of modernism, Matisse.
So when I think Matisse, I think of a lot of his paintings from the 1920s, 19-teens and 20s, paintings of beautiful rooms, open windows, beautiful French Riviera landscapes, works that are pretty on the one hand, but on the other hand, very complex.
Matisse is a must-see in person. This collection is part of a special traveling exhibit from the Centre Pompidou in Paris, the largest modern arts museum in Europe.
They actually came and visited our museum, and I think they were really sold on the idea of bringing their works to this part of the country, to a place that hasn't had access to these before. They were really impressed by our facilities and just what we were doing at this museum, so we're very proud to work with them.
The Oklahoma City Museum of Art is the only North American location and the last stop for this traveling exhibit titled Matisse and His Time, Masterworks of Modernism. The work on display goes beyond Matisse. Some of his paintings are shown in comparison to other leading artists of the early 20th century, including Picasso.
And that's something that's very important. We tend to think of artists as these lone geniuses who kind of work outside of history, that really don't have any connection to anything except for their genius. But we see through this exhibition that he's really working in close relationship and doing a lot in these collaborations with other artists. So I think it's absolutely a must-see. And it's a must-see just from the standpoint that there are works here that are really major works by Matisse and a number of other extremely famous artists.
It's breathtaking art. It's art put together in a way that you haven't seen it before, so you see a whole picture of a zeitgeist and what was going on in the world at the time. Beautiful, beautiful paintings, and a great many of them, so you get to see a lot.
More than 100 works of art are part of the exhibit. See a variety of Matisse creations, from paintings and cutouts to sketches and sculptures. This is a rare opportunity in Oklahoma City to stand just a few feet from these famous masterpieces, perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Quinn Tran, Discover Oklahoma.
Remember, you do have to have tickets to enter the Matisse exhibit, and it is best to buy them in advance, although you can get them at the door. You'll find all the details you need on this at the Oklahoma City Museum of Art website, OKCMOA.com. And remember, this exhibit is only on display until September 18th.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma. Forget 20,000 leagues under the sea. You can scuba dive right here in Oklahoma. We'll show you where.
And Tulsa got to name that ship because of war bond sales.
Plus, seeing Navy history right in the heart of Tulsa.
I had the ham and eggs and biscuits and gravy with hash browns.
And one of the best breakfasts in Lake Country will take you there, coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma. Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Oklahoma's new 2016 Outdoor Guide is full of the state's most spectacular activities and destinations. And when you use our new mobile app, some of the pages spring to life. So find your Oklahoma state of mind. Order your free guide at travelok.com today.
So excited about today's story. We are going to get wet. I mean, all the way over our head wet. Yeah, we're going diving. Here at Lake Tenkiller, Gene's Aqua Pro Shop is where we are, and we're going to talk to John Cotherman and find out how you can dive right here in Oklahoma. Hey, John.
Hey, Jeff. Welcome to my scuba shop.
Thanks so much. Okay, we got a ton of folks ready to go get wet today. Are you ready for this?
Let's go do it.
Let's go check it out. Come on.
Okay, John. Now the shop is Gene's Aqua Pro Shop, and you're not Gene. So what's the story here?
Well, Gene Frusher started the dive shop in 1971, and he ran the dive shop up until the age of 87. At the age of 87, my son was working for him filling tanks as a tank filler. And so when my son went on class trips or weekend trips, I would fill in and fill tanks. And so Gene and I spent quite a bit of time together visiting, and we just got to talking, and he says, you know, I'm ready to retire. I'm 87. I'm a fireman by trade, and he knows that just a few years I'll retire. He thought this would be a good business for me. And I had a little bit of experience in the scuba business from way back about 1990, managed a dive shop in Tulsa. So at age 87, he retired, and I took over. He thought it was a good idea if we kept the name Gene's Aqua Pro, so we've kept the name, and we're tickled to death with it.
Yeah, you should be tickled to death with it. I mean, this pro shop is uber tricked out, even caters to superheroes.
All right, for all the superhero fans, Aquaman uses these.
That's the one to go with.
And so you've got it in here where if everybody needs like a wetsuit or tanks or mat, that's what they do come to the pro shop for.
Exactly, we've got it. We can outfit the diver from head to toe.
Well, let's go get outfitted. And done. Let's go do this.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You ready? Let's go.
Let's go get wet.
How stinking awesome is that? A sunken helo that Steve is checking out. Come on. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. It just takes a 3-day weekend to get certified at Gene's Aqua Pro Shop at Lake Tenkiller. You can go to the website, jeansaquapro.com, or Gene's Aqua Pro Tenkiller on Facebook and get wet. For Discover Oklahoma, I'm Jeff Roberts.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
I come by here every day. I see 1,000 cars.
Wait till you hear what's packing them in this restaurant in Madill.
We also have borrowed some items from the Navy, including the bell from the original USS Tulsa.
And exploring the ship named for Tulsa and its role in U.S. history. It's all ahead right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. Subscribe now at oklahomatoday.com and get 6 issues absolutely free. Don't miss a single issue of Oklahoma Today magazine.
Welcome back to Seminole and the Oil Museum, where we are learning the history of the Oklahoma oil patch.
And history buffs will not want to stop just here. They'll want to keep on going as well. So how about a trip to the Historical Museum in Tulsa, where they have an entire section dedicated to a ship called the U-S-S Tulsa. Jason Grubbs is going to give us a tour.
In 1919, just after World War I, Tulsa set out for the high seas. The SS Tulsa, that is. She was a cargo ship used to transport supplies around the world.
And Tulsa got to name that ship because of war bond sales. There was a competition and the city sold the most war bonds, and so they got a ship named after them.
Not only did the city sell the most war bonds then, residents did it a second time. And in 1922, the U-S-S Tulsa was launched.
It was a Navy ship that spent time in different parts of the world, and even though it was designed to be used during World War I, it actually saw service following World War I clear up until World War II.
Today you can see a very large model of that vessel here at the Tulsa Historical Society during the A Ship Named Tulsa exhibit. The local Ship Modeler Society built it in the late 90s. It took 16 members, 1,800 hours to complete.
They basically built almost every single piece of the ship from hand, and it's really interesting to look at all the detail. It's pretty amazing.
This is just one of several artifacts you get to see. There are many photos. The actual bell from the second boat, and lots of stories, such as the one behind the first ship, the SS Tulsa. Lulu Crosby was its sponsor. This is her golden woven wrap for the christening champagne, although some have said that bottle was filled with oil from her daddy's wells in Oklahoma.
A number of the items in the exhibit are from our own collection, and those items are things that people have given us over the years. We also have borrowed some items from the Navy, including the bell from the original USS Tulsa.
One of the more personal items in this exhibit is a journal from a sailor who reported aboard the USS Tulsa on April 30th, 1925. He would spend the next 10 days heaving around on the deck, getting the ship in shape for the trip south. He was headed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
And he basically recorded everything they did, day in and day out, the important things, the boring things. There are lots of photos that he included and lots of Navy-related things cut from magazines. It's a really interesting historical piece.
And history is still being made. Today, the third ship to carry the name Tulsa is under construction in Alabama. The U.S. Navy expects to launch it this fall.
It is a brand new type of ship that is supposed to be used in shallow coastal water, so it looks very different from the previous Tulsas.
It'll be the first vessel in about 70 years to carry some Oklahoma pride around the world and gathering stories of her time at sea. At the Tulsa Historical Society, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
The Tulsa Historical Society and Museum is open Tuesday through Saturday 10 to 4, closed on Sunday and Monday. Admission is $5 for adults, $3 for seniors. Children get in free.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
Very tasty.
Great food served by good folks. We'll show you where to get it when Discover Oklahoma continues.
The wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat, it sure smells sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma every night, my honey lemon night. Sit alone and talk, and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. You know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, yo,
we're only saying
you're doing fine. Oklahoma. Oklahoma. Oh. K-L-A. H-O-M. Oklahoma. Okay.
Oklahoma. Come see for yourself.
I'm getting close to China.
Welcome back to Seminole and the Oil Museum, where we are reminded that in the early days of the oil patch, as workers were doing what is really still one of the most difficult jobs in the world, they had some really sweet accommodations.
Oh, I'm telling you.
You kind of expect Jed and Duke to be sitting on the front porch.
That's right. And I can tell no air conditioning in those days. And speaking of which, if you're looking for a cool place to go and your plans happen to include going to the lake, one in particular in southern Oklahoma, we have a place that you need to stop. Lisanne Anderson takes us to Hobo Joe's in Madill.
From fresh sauteed green beans to wood-fire brick oven pizzas with all fresh cut ingredients, of course. Even chicken parmesan. Yeah, it's good stuff, folks. Not what a lot of people would expect from an old diner that's been around since the 1960s. But then again, this isn't just any old diner. This is the new Hobo Joe's in Madill, Oklahoma.
2 years ago, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, husband and I purchased Hobo Joe's, and not long after that, we decided we're going to build a new building. So here she is.
Here she is, and man, what a difference from the tiny green building with the old tables and chairs. Man, if those old walls could talk, let me tell you. Listen to this.
From what I understand, it was a franchise way back in the 60s, I believe, and it was started as a money laundering cover-up for a certain group of people, and it actually become successful.
And over the years, it sold again and again and again, and now the Combs family of Madill have taken it to new heights, with people driving in from all over just to check out the new menu.
I come by here every day, I see 1,000 cars, I'm going, what the hell's going on in there? So here I am. I had the ham and eggs and biscuits and gravy with hash browns.
And how was it?
very tasty.
From new customers to the regulars, the reviews are the same.
If they've tried it before, they definitely need to come back and try it again and see what the new place looks like and try the food. It's delicious.
Mike Craig, he had the spicy catfish, and it is spicy. Neil Robertson said it was his third time in 2 weeks to come in. He called Hobo Joe's a landmark, but said he loves the new place.
It's a big difference from Madill because there really ain't that many places to eat, especially any that are big. So yeah, nice. This is a really nice place.
When you walk into the new Hobo Joe's, you're immediately greeted with a little bit of history. The hobos on the wall, even the old railroad signs. In fact, an old menu that will take you back decades.
A little bit of old mixed with the new and still the nostalgia of a small town.
Yep. Diner type feeling in the morning. We have a group of guys that come in every morning, drink their coffee, sit around the table. I call them the 411 of Madill. They know everything.
So bring the kids. Hey, they'll even let them write on the new chalkboard walls. And if you ask, they may even sing you happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
So if you're headed to Lake Tenkiller, want some good cooking?
Get your butts down here.
Absolutely. Do what Larry says. Discovering Oklahoma in the new Hobo Joe's in Madill. I'm Lisanne Anderson.
Keep in mind that Hobo Joe's is not open on Sundays. The rest of the week, you'll find them open from breakfast through dinner time.
And if you're looking for great places to eat anywhere in our state, you just need to get a copy of the brand new 2016 Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide. It's full of great recommendations on all sorts of cuisine. Just head to our website, travelok.com, and click up there where it says Request Free Brochures, and we'll put one into the mail for you for free. We want to say thanks to the folks here at the Oil Museum in Seminole for hosting us this week. The museum is right along Highway 9 in Seminole at 1800 Wrangler Boulevard. They're open 10 to 4 Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2 on Fridays and Saturdays. The museum is closed on Sundays.
And coming up next Saturday on Discover Oklahoma, we are going to take a road trip to one of our great state parks, experience the beauty of Romano's State Park.
One of my very favorite parks. Some of the best Tex-Mex in the state also coming up next week. We're going to give you a sample of the most popular dish at Gringo's next Saturday night right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Our intrepid Ford Explorer is provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.
It's going to be Native American women that are alive today now, and it's virtually brand new photography of just different women in the Oklahoma area. I switch out the cats based on what I need. It's sort of like having a different type of brush. I just tried it one day and it actually worked out right out the gate. So I guess for some reason it clicked. I could just do it. So I basically work off of a photograph and I base the portrait off of that, and then I just basically look at the print off, and then I go ahead and figure out where things go and paint the portrait. For the most part, I think a lot of Native American art is gallery in the gallery world, which is great. But I think that it's time to kind of introduce Native American-based art to the street art scene.